It really is meditative.
I'll have to try it because I got one for Christmas and it's been in its box in the first drawer of my bathroom. And I'm like it. Interesting.
I think it would be hilarious if he did the entire bed and you over it. Like he put, that whole half. He tucked
under
it
the
in.
bed, like the sheets.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago now. And I have never gotten sick since then.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Welcome back to the podcast. We haven't done it in a few weeks now.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about small incremental changes that you can make that will drastically change your life.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have any? I can pop off one right now.
Go ahead.
Pop it off, girl.
Making your bed in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it make you feel?
Like you've accomplished something. Yeah. That's why they always recommend make your bed. Even if it's literally just moving the sheet back up to where it was, it makes you feel like you have accomplished something already. And that will just then be a domino effect to everything else in your day.
Yeah. I think I recently saw a post from Alex Hermosi that said, making your bed is not equivalent to making money. I'm not making my bed. I'm just kidding. But I do understand what you're saying. But I just thought that was funny. It's like, interesting. I want to see the studies. But yeah.
If there's any correlation to you doing that and making money, we'll test it. But I do like that. I've been very much trying that recently. I want to say within the last couple of months. And then there are days where I realize on the weekends, because I'm the one on the weekends that get out earlier than Charles. And so I come back home and it's not done. Just on the weekends. And then on the weekdays, because I'm like the last one.
Do you do your half though?
No, I do the entire bed.
No, Chris does that. So Chris I used to never make my bed, and Chris always makes his bed. It doesn't matter.
Really?
And so if for any reason he leaves before me on the weekends, let's say to go to work or something, like I'm still in bed and he makes his side.
Yeah.
And then I get out and then I look at it and I'm like, it's like one side
is completely done.
And I'm like, okay,
well, I think it would be hilarious if he did the entire bed and you over it. Like he put, that whole half. He tucked
under
it
the
in.
bed, like the sheets.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
I don't make my bed to that extreme. Like I legit only just have one comforter and I just go whoosh.
That's done.
And that's it. Like that's done. That's like the easiest thing. I don't make it where I stuff it in.
Oh no. For me, if I'm making the bed, I'm making the bed. And Chris was like, why? We're just going to get right back into bed. It doesn't who cares if it's like the sheet is folded over. Yeah. It's like, I do. I just think it looks so much better and crisper if your sheets are put in.
Yeah.
It's like a hotel.
I don't have all of those. I literally just have one big sheet.
I go back and forth. I have my phases where it has to be crisp, just like Andrea's talking about, tucked in and everything. But that's when you really know, it's
going to be a good day.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day.
See?
Or things are in order. You know what I mean? Because I have enough time to make my bed nice and crisp. Yeah. And then there are other times when I just, whoop, it's done and just throw the pillows on there. So it goes back and forth. And then there are days where I don't make it.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have throw pillows on your bed?
No, I got rid of those. I think that's a little life hack.
A waste of time for sure. What was that movie? I think it's Along Came Polly, that he literally has broken down the amount of time in a day that you were taking throw pillows off and putting them on, and then multiplied it by how many days are in a year. And then he's like, you're literally wasting 2 days full of just taking your pillows off and putting them back on your bed.
Definitely a C personality type.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do not have throw pillows.
I don't. I think I used to be like that. I wanted everything to be super cute, but it wastes time. So I just rather keep it simple. Yeah. Just the pillows that, I need, but no throw pillows. Yeah. Nice. At this point, I don't have any.
Life hack number 1, throw your throw pillows away.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true. So make your bed, number 1. What's another life hack that has drastically changed your life?
What are you going to say? You're about to
say it.
I feel like this is such a health, as we grow older, skincare has been just a bigger part of my life. Mm-hmm. And I was gifted a gua sha for my birthday this past year, so a month ago now. And so I've been pretty consistent with it because I've just researched a little bit more about it. And then like, it's actually very meditative.
It is.
And I'm just actually like just breathing through it as I go down my lymphs. And then to me, I feel like it's a small change, but I have been incorporating it every morning and every night. And it gives me that opportunity to just like really sink in and breathe and like it really is meditative.
I'll have to try it because I got one for Christmas and it's been in its box in the first drawer of my bathroom.
You
and I'm
like it.
it's just staying there.
So I told Molly, remember when we went to the conference and we both had our tools and Molly was like, I don't have any tools. So that one that I bought was really, really expensive. I still use it, but I ended up getting a gua sha tool. That's how you say it. And I ended up using that one more than the most expensive tool. And that one was like $25. It's so useful. But I do like to sit and listen to, if it's right before bed, like a meditative podcast, and I'm just doing it and it feels good. So
it does feel good.
Yeah.
And then there was this woman who I just, because I'm looking up gua sha techniques, I guess, because I don't really know what I'm doing. That's okay. And this woman basically it shared with her like a year's progress of how it really helped her face structure. And now I'm curious about how all of that happens too. So we'll see. I just got to be consistent with it.
Nice.
Yeah. But I feel like it's changed for me. Skincare.
Nice.
You feel good. You do good.
Look good. Feel good.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh. Yeah. Another one that I can think of that I recently learned was you can put your phone on a color filter once the sun has gone down. So that it helps your eyes adjust at night so that your
circadian rhythm.
That and your mind isn't still stimulated from how bright your phone is before you go to bed. So there is studies done that if you're looking at your phone an hour before you go to bed, you're going to have a harder time falling asleep. So putting your phone onto a color filter, which you can do in your general settings, has really helped. Because then it stays on until you wake up and you like intentionally change it.
I actually have that on the entire day.
Really? So
because I'm on my phone for social media, so I take it or I put it on the entire day. If I have to look at any type of coloring,
right,
I will then take it off,
right,
and then put it back
different.
on. Yeah, it looks completely different. I'm like, why
you
is
can
it
do
so
that
dark?
on your computers too, right?
Oh,
like on your laptop.
Like night shift.
Yeah,
night mode.
I need to do that on my laptop.
Yeah, there's some days where my eyes are just like burning.
Yeah.
I think the life hack for me. Is it life hacks? What are we doing? What is it again?
A small change that can
A small change that has helped me is packing my gym clothes. Like when I am in a routine where I'm going to the gym right after work, I think doing that has helped so much because you just pack it, you have it, and then you
are ready to go.
Yeah, and you're ready to go. Yeah. So there's no thinking about, should I go to the gym right now? Should I not? And some days are better than others. But when I have found myself in that routine where at nighttime, I pack my clothes and it's ready to go, I take it in the morning, and then when I've come here and then change, and then it's like, go to the gym. I was actually thinking of putting that one back because I did change my routine. And right now the gym it does very much feel like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go right now. But the days where I've had it, where it's packed and I get dressed right after the office, there's no question about it. It's just part of your routine. And that helps so much.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like that.
Okay, I got another one.
Yeah.
One thing that has drastically changed my life, and it's more of a long-term thing, is I implemented taking greens every morning about 2 years ago now, and I have never gotten sick since then.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So everyone that's listening, Athletic Greens, I've tried different greens. The taste is okay, but I really like Athletic Greens. And ever since I've taken that every single morning before you eat or drink anything else, before your coffee, whatever it is, I take that with some water. I want to say 10 to 16 ounces of water. I've literally taken it on all my trips. They have travel packs, whatever. And while everybody else is getting the flu that's going around or the new COVID variant or whatever it is, I can be around all those people. Don't get sick.
Nice.
So highly suggest. It's more of a long-term strategy because, I mean, it takes you out of work. You know, if you have a really bad flu or cold, you are out of work. And I cannot
afford that.
I cannot afford to be out of my business for a whole day.
Other ones, I think journaling. Journaling has been big for me. Yeah, I think, and I got the 5-minute journal, and it's a morning and an evening one, and that is really helpful. Yeah.
When do you do your journaling?
So either morning or evening.
But like before work, before your coffee, when you wake up?
In the morning time. So part of the routine in the morning is the coffee, reading. So I usually read first and then I journal. Or I'll walk Roscoe and then journal, just because I don't know if this is weird, but I wake up and yes, there are things to be grateful for, but when you're journaling on a consistent daily basis, I almost like need to get the day going to get myself like, oh yeah, I'm grateful for this, as opposed to waking up and right away, I don't know,
writing it because there's nothing coming out.
Or I'd like to branch
I woke
out
up again. I'm grateful.
I want to think about something different to be grateful for, you know? But usually after reading or after walking Roscoe, and then in the evening, that one is more so after like my face routine, like literally right before bed. And then I have my normal journal where that one is just, when, stuff is happening. You just journal anytime when stuff is happening. But I love it. It just helps me to have a place where I dump all of my thoughts and there's more space to think about other things or be creative. You just don't really think about how much, what is it? I've mentioned this to our team before, psychological clutter. There is.
True.
Yeah. And so when you put it on paper, just put it down, it just helps to release and kind of clear up space for new things or new thoughts. And so journaling for me is huge. I love journaling.
Nice.
And then you don't realize what kind of things you're thinking about. Sometimes I'm writing things and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that was in there. Tell me some more. But it's so good. I enjoy it.
I love that. I have, apart from journaling or writing, I feel like I come back to it every so often. I don't feel I'm super consistent, but what I feel like I'm most consistent at is just meditation and breathing. Not every day is perfect, but I do incorporate it somehow in my daily practice. And then I got the gifts for my birthday and I've been really excited about. But one of my friends, she gifted me like angel cards. So they're like little, like an oracle deck. And one of them was like, one card that I pulled was like your guardian angel. Like it was just like your guardian angel shares you this message. And one of the messages just like reminded me about like, instead of always, if you're talking or praying, right, or meditating, do it whether you're having a good day or do it whenever you're having a bad day, right? So it's not just like you're praying or meditating or thinking every time you have a bad day. So just incorporating it in your practice on a daily is very helpful. So when that card was pulled to me recently, I was like, this makes sense because I've been doing that. Because whenever I was pulling it, it was for the present moment. And it was nice to kind of get that message at that, like it really resonated with me because there's so many, we have a lot of stresses recently with a lot of the changes that are going on with our company and the transitions. And like, if I don't put myself in check, like I definitely will go crazy. And so practicing it, whether it is a good day or whether it is a bad day, like just having that in your practice. So even incorporating the small things like washa in the morning, like that is like it's more like of an active meditation rather just being a little bit more passive than just sitting, but I'm still doing it. I'm still practicing it. I'm still sitting down with myself because if you've ever heard the thing where it's like, if you can't even sit down with yourself, even just for a little bit, like there might be something wrong, So just practicing, just being with yourself, with your thoughts. And then I feel like it's really helpful.
Nice.
I think that there's a lot of things that we're going through right now. And it's also even nice just talking about it with your peers. I thought it was funny. Jenna, when you're like, I think you guys should talk to someone, right? I'm like, you know what? We do
a therapist,
like a group kind of like
group family counseling.
Because I think that we all end up talking with each other during our meetings, kind of like help navigating through solutions. But it's like, we have almost like our own biases within that. Right. So it's like, that'd be interesting.
Like a Switzerland somewhere.
What do you mean?
Like an unbiased person that can help us.
I'm like, we can definitely travel and like have a therapy session over there. Switzerland.
I know. I'm like, what does that mean?
I was like, tell me more, Drake.
But it's just interesting, right? Like there's a lot of things that we can incorporate for ourselves to like make these small and huge changes. And it might just start with that, like really being with your emotions, being with your feelings, with your actions, your life, and then being able to discuss it not only with yourself, but with like your partners, your friends, your colleagues. I think that's very important because I don't think I would be able to do this life without y'all. Let's just be real. Or real.
I love it.
What do you think about that, Dre? She's like, yes, I'm crying a little bit more often now.
I told Sandra, I was like, don't worry. I've picked up the extracurricular of crying recently.
Yeah. Welcome to my life, Dre.
No, we've sent some really good memes. The one that I sent you that I loved was this little mushroom, and the mushroom was crying or something like that. And it was like, I'm okay. Yeah. This is just part of my process, but I am okay.
I am okay.
It was so good. I loved it. Yeah.
But it helps. It helps out the people around you support you.
Mm-hmm. The one you sent me when I realized chickens are raised better than you. And it says raised in stress-free environments.
That is funny.
I love this one. I think I'm going to figure it out.
That's funny.
I know I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I just have to panic first.
Gosh, and process it. But it's true.
I like it.
We all process things a little bit differently. And I feel like if you don't process, that's the one that's going to be a negative downhill falling for you.
How do you know if you've truly processed something fully, 100%? Do you ever truly process something?
Yeah, when it doesn't affect you in the same way.
Ooh, nice.
You know, like if the same thing would have happened, let's say what happened on Monday. If the same thing happens again, are you going to react the same way?
Ah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you feel, a little more accomplished with how it was either resolved.
How you handled, how you showed up. Yeah.
That's how I would say.
The decisions that you made at the day.
That's how you, quote unquote, have processed it.
Yeah. I like that.
I like that.
Very true.
Love that.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that.
That was a great question.
No, because it's true. Because even in conversation with you, I've shared with you that recently somebody told me, I think that you really need to take the time to celebrate things, and you also need to take the time to grieve certain things. So I'm like, okay, that's part of processing good and bad things. How do you know that you've fully processed? So I like that. It's like, your response, either acceptance or you show up differently.
A little more constructive, however it is.
Yeah, which is good.
Snacks for Dre.
Snacks for Dre.
Is there something? Snacks for Dre. Is there something maybe recently that has happened to you that you feel like you, might have reacted a little bit differently when it happened? Now you've processed something now and then would do that completely.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like not recently. In the beginning of the year, I essentially lost my entire team of my department, right? And so I kind of processed it like, panic, and then you're like, all you're thinking about, right, it's part of my process. But I thought about how it was affecting me. I wasn't thinking about how it was affecting my department and essentially what I bring to this organization. I was like, more stuff for me to do. Now I have to freak out. How selfish of them to leave me, things like that, as opposed to figuring out, okay, let's say I can maybe resolve, okay, why are they leaving? Is that something that maybe I can help them in? Is it something that maybe I can change on my game? Because at first it was just about how it was affecting me, not how I can get better. And I have been able to, and I have been put in that same situation, and I was able to resolve it. Or even just understand, how can I get better if this happens again? And having, removing the emotion of how you're affecting me. It's, okay, how can, 1, I get better? 2, how can the organization get better? And 3, how do I make sure that this doesn't happen again? So yes, I've been put in that situation. And I know I was sharing with you, I recently started reading Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. And it's things that you're like, oh yeah. But then he puts it into the perspective of a Navy SEAL. Like, imagine the things that they have to deal with and they have to take ownership for. And then you think of your situation, you're like, come on.
Not saving lives here.
Like, no, like you didn't just lose the life of one of your SEALs. Like you didn't just go into some kind of crazy battle. It's, the day-to-day, and you have to take ownership for it if you are involved. And if you are involved, it doesn't matter how small your involvement is. It's your ownership of what happened. Whether it was like, I don't know, if it's something that has to do with the F5, but it was more on, let's say, your team. It's like, well, how could I have helped that? How could I have prevented that? Because I do have involvement in this team. So it's just in a matter of understanding, okay, let's look at it from the outside view, remove your emotions from it, and look at it from an objective, data-driven standpoint. How can we just get better? Clip that. I'm just kidding. Snacks for
drink. More snacks.
But yes, I've been put into that position quite a lot recently. And it was just, okay, this has happened. How do I change the outcome?
Athletic greens.
Athletic greens and making my bed.
Yeah.
But I think there's 2 things that you guys also touched on. When you go for a walk with Roscoe, like, I love walks. And I thought that walks were for old people, Like, my
walks
parents
are for people with dogs.
I don't have a dog. I mean, I do, but I don't take them out for walks, which I know, shame on me. But going on walks and meditating, game changer. I used to be such a hypocrite, I was a hypocrite of meditation. And when I took it on, I was like,
magic.
Why have I not been doing this for forever?
And you've been now doing it in your night routine. Like
my night routine, for sure, 100%. So if anybody that has the Aura ring, make sure you're utilizing their meditations. But yes, going to sleep is a big one because I have that psychological clutter. So I use that. But also when I start to feel a migraine coming on, I meditate, whether it's just calming music. I make sure I drink a ton of water, obviously, but like the meditation, it has so many benefits, no matter what it is, whether you're trying to work through something, you're trying to sleep. I think if you sit, even if you're like, well, people are going to think that I'm stupid for doing it, or like, it doesn't work for me. It's like, I don't think you're being intentional enough with it. Be with yourself. Before you go to sleep, put on some kind of meditation. You can look them up on YouTube. They're free. But it's such a game changer. And then being outside, walking even for 10 minutes. Like, I think one time in our gym, work it out, accountability buddies. I didn't get to the gym, but I was like, I really want to go for a walk and just being outside in the sun. And I know that a lot of people don't have, it's summer, so everyone has some sun right now, but just going for a walk is so nice.
Yeah.
Fresh air. If it's with yourself or with other people, then you're going to have good conversations on walks. I just overall highly suggest walks and meditation.
I think just being outside, even for me recently, I know I've posted this, but going for runs out at the beach, oh my goodness, it is the best because I have to do cardio and I don't want to do it inside at the gym, at the treadmill. To me, that is the worst thing. I'll do the Stairmaster and all of that, but for some reason, the actual treadmill, like running on a treadmill, I do not like that. I live really close to the beach, so going out for a run and just being outside, and time flies by so fast. I don't even realize I'm running. I know for you, that's probably, you mentioned torture, just running, but I enjoy it. I
haven't done it in a while, let's be honest.
Yeah, the sunset's nice. You feel the breeze.
Air, the sun on your face.
Yeah. So I think just being outside is another just game changer. Yeah. Go outside. Yeah. Breathe the air.
It's crazy because I don't have a dog. And so I don't ever really intentionally find myself outside, like walking, right? Like walking outside. But then it's really cute because our neighborhood right now, there's a lot of people that literally just walk around our community. Like it's just like you walk around, like they just walk in circles. And so sometimes like right after dinner, that's when I'm like, Charles, let's walk. Like, let's walk right now because I don't want to just be sitting here with all this food in my stomach. Like incorporating that even in the evening time has been really nice. I don't do it all the time. I can't even say I do it daily, but then whenever I'm just like, like I feel really sluggish, like that's just something that I'll then incorporate sometimes. And I really enjoy that.
If you go to a restaurant, park far. Because then you can walk. Because I love to walk after I've eaten, especially if you're feeling like very heavy or like you had a very big meal. You want to walk because it'll help the digestive tract. And it just, you feel like not
at least
full.
You did something.
Well, yeah, that too. But I like always have, and Chris loves to park far because door dings. But for me, it's like, I like to walk far because then it's a far walk from after you've eaten. So
nice.
Hack number 232.
Seriously.
Where are we? I love these. So like listening to them, like, yes, I love that.
¿Qué más?
I've recently created rules for myself and that has been a game changer.
Yeah. Like non-negotiables.
Yeah, for myself. So we talk about routines and having them, but we fall off and, all of that. So I tried to pay attention to what are the things that make me feel good about myself, even if they're small things. And so they have become, these are your rules. Sandra, these are your rules. And I literally have them written down on my mirror where no matter what happens, no matter how I'm feeling, I know that I have to follow these rules in order to feel good and be able to show up to the best of my ability. So
can you share some?
Yeah. Don't laugh. Some of them are just kind of super
simple. You don't have to share all of them. Yeah. Share the ones you want.
So this is funny. Washing my hair twice a week. So I literally have it on the schedule. You wash your hair on Wednesdays and you wash them on Sundays. Those are rules. Like you have to wash your hair, because it makes me feel good. The other one is don't go to bed with dishes in the sink.
Smart.
So, because it's another thing that if I wake up and there's dishes in the sink, I'm already backed up with time.
And it smells like shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, ugh. So it doesn't make me feel good at all. Working out, that's on the list as well. Like you need to work out at least 6 times a week. Like that's just for me. Yeah. But
good for you.
But it's like three days in the gym and then,
3 outside.
3 outside. Something. Yeah. Or stretching or so it kind of, it has that. The other rule, walking Roscoe first thing in the morning. If I don't walk him, I swear he talks and he has his own conversations because he'll just stick to me like glue and I can feel his energy. He's like, Mom, take me out. Mom, are we going out? And if I'm rushing and I know I can't take him out, like that makes me feel terrible. I don't like it. So I literally just jot down my rules of like, these are the things that make me feel good. If I take him out on a walk, if I go to bed, everything's clean. If I know I'm working out, for me, those are my non-negotiables of I'm moving in the right direction. Yeah. And when I feel like I'm moving in the right direction, everything else is good. So write down what are your rules, what are your non-negotiables. To me, that has been such a game changer and I love it. And I think there's probably a couple other things on there that I can't remember, but just simple things like that. Oh, meal prepping. You need to meal prep. I don't care if you do it on Saturday or Sunday. If I don't meal prep, the week is going to suck because then
how many days do you meal prep for?
I meal prep for 3 days at a time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So 3 days at a time. The crazy thing though is the other life hack, get a coach, like a fitness coach or something like that. So I'm eating 5 meals a day and they're small, but I can't be doing that every single night. I can't. So I have to like ahead of time, just do it all in one day.
Oh, wow. So you're doing the 5 meals for 3 days.
3 days. Yeah. So that's 15 meals.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. But after a while, it gets really easy and quick. In the beginning, it was absolutely hard. You should have seen the kitchen. It's like a hot mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was terrible. But then you start to figure out what are those hacks? What are those things that make things a lot quicker? What are the foods that you like? What do you not like? What works? What doesn't work? And then it doesn't take that long anymore as it did before.
Nice.
So, but I like my food fresh. So I don't I used to meal prep for the entire week. And by the time it's Friday, I'm like I don't want to eat this. Mm-hmm. So I had to break it up in halves. So I meal prep for the first half of the week, and then midweek I'll cook for the next half. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't meal prep. We just make our basic lunch and dinners. Mm-hmm. But then I love doing that in a way where, because I don't, like, especially I love food in general, right? Mm-hmm. But if I enjoy spending more money on the weekends if I do go out, right? So for me, I'm like, if I'm going to go out, have a good dinner or a good lunch with my friends or whatnot, I'm going to make sure that I buy groceries just so that I don't spend any other money on food outside of what I'm doing right now. And so for me, I feel like it's like my own little hack, because like I'll give myself a little bit of extra budget for the weekend, because I love trying to enjoy other kinds of food. Like I love the food that we make. Don't get me wrong. I'm lucky that both Charles and I cook. But there are just some days where I'm like, I don't feel like cooking, so he does it, and then it's vice versa. Yeah. And then even with the dishes, it's funny that you're talking about that. I hate having to do the dishes when my nails are done. Thankfully, my nails are not.
Oh my gosh. Right now. A mini hack for that. I shared this with you guys.
The rubber gloves. Yeah. I need to get some.
They change.
Does that
because my nails were breaking all of the time. And then my roommate told me, why don't you have gloves? Because she has some. Your manicure lasts forever.
I'm going to stop doing it right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm washing dishes again. I swear for the whole month of my birthday, I wasn't doing any dishes.
Nice.
Legit.
Birthday month.
Legit. I was like, I don't want to do it. I have nails.
Yeah. Well, I think having accountability partners is such a life hack.
Such a life hack.
Yeah. So Andrea and I are in a group text with one of our other sales reps, and we literally just post whenever we go to the gym, and it helps. Yeah.
Love that.
I think that accompanied with what I had mentioned, like maybe even getting a coach, a fitness coach, that has been helpful. And I think it's more so the accountability, just finding somebody to keep you accountable, even if it's small as sending a picture. Yeah. Like the other day, I'm like, oh, Drake's at the gym. Oh yeah, I need to go to the gym, because right now I'm
or
not
even
in my routine.
Like if I forget to send a picture, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I sent a picture and I took it and I didn't send it like I had done the other day. I was like, this was an hour ago, guys.
I know. Yeah.
Because I really want to show like, hey, I accomplished what this group was made for.
There's almost like something, it just feels good. Like you checked something off, you posted, it's like, okay, look at my streak, of going to the gym. That has been so helpful.
Nice.
I like it. I really enjoy it. Yeah.
I feel like I'm a coach in for so many different people right now. I have had so many different private clients lately. And like on a weekly basis, I realize I'm teaching almost every day.
That's crazy.
Actually, like I teach every day outside of work, and then on the weekends. Like, it's insane. Like putting together, because like whenever people call me coach, I think it's funny because I don't ever call myself a coach. Like
Coach Molly.
Yeah. And then one of my private classes that I've had I want to say about 2 months now, every Friday, she's like, all right, coach, tell me what to do. And I'm like, okay, I guess I am a coach right now. It's interesting. I feel like I'm staying accountable for them. I am teaching every day. It's crazy.
That's cool though.
It's insane. Now I'm like, I need a coach to teach me something. What do I want to learn?